it's hot in here. It's probably because I'm wearing a sweater in July, but anyway. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Christina and welcome back to another lesson here with English with Christina, where we talk about English grammar, fluency, vocabulary, and your basic tips and tricks. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about a very specific request that I got on my Facebook page. And by the way, if you are not currently following me on Facebook or Instagram, then shame on you. I will leave them for you right here so that you can go do that. Okay, without any further ado, let's get into today's lesson. Somebody asked me if I could give some advice or some insight to different books or English books that English teachers can use in order to facilitate teaching, whether it's children or adults, in more of a classroom setting. What kind of books are out there? What kind of books can we use for this? So I've put together a book haul for you guys today, and I've got quite a few books that I'm going to be sharing with you right here. They are right next to me. So hopefully you like reading, because we are going to get into some books and start talking about some tips. And as a side note, even if you do not currently teach English, you can still use these books to sort of learn along. They can also be used as learning resources for you as well. Some of them are really specific to English teaching, specifically for teachers, but a lot of them you can also use for your own personal resources. So the first book that I have for you is a very big, very long read. You might find it a little bit intimidating at first, and that's okay. I don't mind. So this book is from National Geographic Learning, and I'll hold it up for you. As you can see, I have marked it up quite a bit. I've saved a lot of spaces or a lot of places in these books because I feel very strongly about certain things that they say in those places. So this book right here is called Teaching English as a Second or Foreign Language. As you can see, it's really more like a textbook. I think they do use this actually in certain graduate programs. I got it used off of Amazon. I will leave that link for you guys below in case you would like to go take a look at it and go buy it yourself. I know that it's big, you guys, but it is an amazing resource. So the information in this book can be applied to a classroom setting, whether you are teaching young learners, so children, or even if you're teaching adults. This book is really geared more towards teachers. You need to have kind of a technical knowledge of certain terms, or at least be willing to learn these terms as you read. So appropriacy is all about sociocultural context. That was a challenging word. Sociocultural context, or pragmatics. It is not enough for L2 speakers to be accurate and fluent. They must also be competent socially and culturally. I love this. With the proper politeness, directness, and formality. They also need to know what not to say at all and what to communicate non-verbally. I am a big fan of teaching cultural context with language. That's one of the things that I loved about learning Spanish, is that you get so much culture and so much feeling from the people when you learn a language, because you are absorbing everything. It's not just literally learning how to say words and their definitions or how to pronounce it. You're opening your mind to a whole new world. And as a teacher, you are in a very powerful position to open other people's minds to the world as well. So I love that this book addresses that. And of course, it doesn't just address that. It addresses a lot of different activities for listening activities. It addresses activities for young learners and all these different things. So really keep that in mind. This is, again, a technical book with a lot of terminology, but a lot of theory behind the practice. So it will give you teaching ideas, but there's also a lot of theory behind those ideas. So if you're interested in learning more, then I highly recommend this book. And again, I'll leave that link for you guys below. Book number 2 that I absolutely love. This book saved my life when I first got into teaching virtually or teaching classes online. But you can absolutely use this for teaching in a classroom setting as well. Actually, it's really used more for classroom settings, but I took it for me and I used it and I tweaked it for my own purposes and decided to use it for the classroom setting. So this book here is called The ESL and ELL Teacher's Survival Guide. All right, it is by Larry Ferlazzo and Katie Hull. I don't know if I can pronounce this word right. Sipniski. I think that's hopefully how you pronounce it. Anyway, it's an amazing book. So this here tells you that the activities are really for grades 4 through 12. I have used some of these activities in here with adults and they've loved them. You have the big picture, facts about the ELL population, and a quick tour of ESL best practices. Then you have part 2, which are classroom basics for the ESL classroom. This is huge. You are a teacher. You are in a huge position of power to help influence young minds or even adult minds and give them a little bit of insight into this new world, something that they are learning about. And it's really something beautiful. Anyway, that's the whole reason why I got into teaching. They give you an inductive lesson plan. They also give you a lot of different ideas that you can use with text and other activities as well. And then they also have something else that I love, teaching English language learners in the content areas. So this is something that I did when I was in Spain. I was part of a bilingual classroom that was learning a lot of different subjects in English. So they had most of their classes in English. This is something that's called content, language, and integrated learning. So we've got teaching all these different content areas in English. We've got teaching social studies in English, teaching science in English, teaching math in English, and how to go about all of that, or at least give you different ideas about how to go about all of that. Another section that it has that I really like is further strategies to ensure success, which is using learning games in the ESL classroom. Guys, this is really important. If you're a teacher, make learning fun. I mean, no, of course, it's not always going to be fun, but try to make it fun. You want your students to enjoy it, right? And if they're enjoying it, you're going to enjoy it more. And if you're a teacher and you're doing this for a living, don't you want to enjoy your work? Throw as many games in there as much as you can. I mean, especially with kids. And then you have handling potential challenges, student motivation, the advantages of being bilingual or multilingual lesson plan, the qualities of a successful language learner lesson plan. Then you have multi-level classes, so if you have students that are beginners and students that are intermediate. How do you teach a class like that? This book helps you with all of those things. So again, the ESL ELL Teacher's Survival Guide by Larry Ferlazzo and Katie. I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name, but again, I will leave it for you in the link below. Okay, book number 3 here is Building Academic Vocabulary, a teacher's manual. This is excellent if you have students, especially that are at least at an intermediate level, and they're beginning to learn academic English. So maybe upper high school or college level, this book will be really great for you. It gives you a lot of ideas about how to learn vocabulary or how to teach vocabulary so that your students learn it better. It helps you visualize everything because that's something that's very important to me. I'm a very visual learner. I have to see it before I can really truly understand it and learn it. So things like this, books that really show me the pictures or the outlines or what something is supposed to look like, it helps me a lot. This one I love right here. This is a double bubble. If you've never heard of a double bubble or you don't know what it is, then it's a really great resource to help students visualize the similarities and differences between different vocabulary words. In this book, they use the example of, let's see, it was monarchy and dictatorship. So it has you basically in the two big bubbles, you write monarchy and dictatorship. And then on the other sides, in between the two, you write what's similar about them. And then on each side, you write what's different about them. So again, here's a pretty good picture of that. And these are just a lot of tricks that your students can use. They're tools that you can give your students to help them learn and remember vocabulary words. So again, a great book on building vocabulary, Building Academic Vocabulary, The Teacher's Manual. And this is by Robert J. Marsano and Deborah J. Pickering right here. Again, I'll leave all these links for you below. All right, another excellent book that we have here is called Authentic Assessment for English Language Learners. It's called Practical Approaches for Teachers, or I guess that's the subtitle. This is something that really helped me when I needed to assess a lot of my students online, my adult students, so that I could help them see their progress, help them track their progress. How did we know if they were meeting their goals? So it's something that's going to be very helpful for you, whether you teach kids or adults. Just a lot of tips in here on different things that you can do to assess your students. And they also provide you with a lot of visuals as well. Again, I am a very visual person, so if I do not have visuals that show me how to do something, I'm not interested. And this one definitely does. Take a look at this. You see, you have all the different categories here, the focus on rating, speaking, fluency, structure, vocabulary, listening, and then all the different grades right here as well. So excellent book on assessing your students and even showing them how to assess themselves. They even have a section here on self-assessments, and you can get a lot of ideas on assessments for your students. All right, and last but not least, we have one of my all-time favorite English grammar books. A lot of you have seen me talk about this on my Facebook Lives, in my Facebook page, on my Facebook videos, because I love this book and this series so much. I think they're wonderful for grammar. They have different levels, so you can start with level 1, 2, and 3. I have a level 3 right here because most of my students fall under this category. It goes all the way up to level 4, I believe, and it's called English for Everyone Course Book. And this, of course, is level 3 intermediate. So it's supposedly a complete self-study program. I don't know if it's complete, but it's really good. Let me show you guys. Just look at the visuals in this. This is beautiful. Again, very visual learner right here. I have to have visuals in my books. So here you have a lot of different subjects. A lot of them are grammar, some is vocabulary. We have things also like fluency functions, like describing a process, or how to talk about things that might happen. And as you can imagine, if we're talking about things that might happen, they talk about modal verbs. They talk about tools and making things, giving advice and instructions. So you have visuals here for vocabulary. And then you also have different activities. They color code everything, which is great, especially when you're OCD like me. And they have all these different exercises that you can do, and the visuals just really pop out so nicely. They simplify it for you. They color code it. For those of your students, or even if you are a visual learner, I promise you this book will really help you. And again, I just think it's more fun than one of those old boring grammar books. So this is one of those books that you can use even if you are not a teacher and you're just learning for yourself. I highly recommend it. I think it's great. If you're a teacher, you can make copies of the pages, or you can just use the book for ideas if you want to write things on the board. You can talk about games. You can maybe use your own printouts for different activities. The sky is the limit. So really highly recommend it. And again, I will leave that link in the description box below. All right, everybody, so that is going to be it for today's lesson. We have covered quite a few different books here that will hopefully help you with your teaching, career or your day-to-day activities. I know it can be really challenging to help students, whether they're children or adults, but just know that I think that you are absolutely wonderful for doing what you do. Hats off to you, and really to all teachers for making such a big difference in the world. And keep up the good work. If you have any questions for me, as always, feel free to leave them for me in the comments below. If you liked this video or found it helpful, then go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Share it so you can subscribe to my channel right here. Last video is right here. And other than that, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Whoops. I guess I'm showing you the book upside down. Go ahead, blah. Or even if you were teaching adults, teaching English language learners in content areas. Wow, I cannot talk today.